Wella. Declan Rice's risk gone wrong. Now, people are like, Rokani, what is it all about? Now, in the game of Chelsea, I came and told you that Declan Rice coming in to start into that game, it was really a risk. He was still not fully fit and he was not really okay to play. But Arteta went ahead, obviously, first forced him onto the field of play. And obviously, if it is really going to see him out for more time than he would have gone ahead to spend without playing in that game of Chelsea, then Arteta is in for it. So smash the like button, comment and share. If you're already watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel. We're talking Gravenberch and Noni Madueke into this video. So let's see close to 200-300 likes much of this video as we are powered by Monogat. It's dealers in brand new phones and brand new laptops. Even if you need a used phone and a used laptop, call them onto that number +25670 9988 665. They also have smartwatches that are really at affordable prices. So holler them at that number and you won't really regret in here for you. You'll thank me and you'll be like, Rokani, you gave us the deal of the year. And you know it's Black November, right? And expect those prices to obviously go down a little bit to obviously entice you and excite you as you really look on. So that is the side of Mono Gadgets, and let's get straight into the news and information. It's a Saturday 16th and obviously it's days how many days? 7 days from the return of the Premier League. 7-6, right? You know, because the Premier League is returning next Saturday. You understand? So before we went into the international break, Arsenal played against Chelsea, and Declan Rice was one of the players that came in and played like an hour mark of the minutes that were really played in that game. But we also to it that something was really missing into Declan Rice's expected output. And Sam McBo has come up and obviously confirmed to us what really was the case with Declan Rice into that occasion. He said Declan Rice required painkillers to play against Chelsea with a broken toe last Sunday. If it wasn't Chelsea away, he may not have even played at all. I think this is one of the risks that was taken by Arteta that was not really called for, because you can't tell me that you're having Jorginho, you're having Merino, you know, and you are not really trusting them, and you're risking out a player who went ahead obviously get his toe broken as they lost to Newcastle, missed out on the game of Inter Milan, and you forced him onto the pitch when they are playing against Chelsea. I understand that Chelsea is a very huge team, but I would have gone ahead to go for Partey, Jorginho, and Odegaard. All Partey, Mikel Merino, and Martin Odegaard. You get? Because I really understand what it means to obviously bring on a player who really has an injury. And Arsenal have gone ahead obviously be culprits into all this. You know, you remember when they forced players like Benjamin White on the field of play, and now Benjamin White underwent a minor surgery because he has been forced on the field of play when he's really injured. Last season, you know what happened to Julian Timber and what kept him out for a very, very long period of time. Julian Timber, when he's playing in his debut Premier League game against Nottingham Forest, in the 46th minute, was it 44th minute, he went down and they told him to return to the field of play. After halftime, they went to the dressing room and they assessed him and they brought him back on the field of play forcibly because I think they were like, he can obviously jog on. But guess what? 1 minute into the commence of the second half, he was down on the floor and his auxiliary muscle had gone ahead obviously gate himself, had gone ahead obviously gate a problem. It kept him out for almost a full season and returned to play into full action the last game as Arsenal played against Everton. So this should be a lesson to Arsenal, and I don't think that these decisions are really great because every person is going to be outside there blaming Arteta and the physio side of Arsenal if at all Declan Rice doesn't show up in the game that Arsenal are really going to be playing against a Premier League side called Nottingham Forest, because Arsenal is hosting Nottingham Forest on Saturday, 23rd November, right? So, no sooner they return from the international break, Arsenal is going to be hosting Nottingham. And guys, if Declan Rice doesn't make it into the squad that is going to be playing against Nottingham Forest, they'll be like, please, you really went ahead to make a very bad decision to obviously rush this play in the game of Chelsea in a position where Arsenal has plenty of players. I really believe that Arsenal don't have any player who is close to Declan Rice in playing that box-to-box role, provided, he starts very well. But I tell you one thing, that Declan Rice would have gone ahead to be reserved in that game. Because if you reserve him in that game, you know to it that he will obviously be available for these other less energy required games. I think that's why people are really going to be fuming. So I think it was really wrong, and let's see how far it's really going to take for him to return. If he returns on time and plays the remaining games that Arsenal really having to hit 19 games, that is half a season, the better. So we are here to wait and see how things really pan out in here onto the Rokani Media Football, but that's what Declan Rice is all about. He was risked out to play against Chelsea and played on painkillers, and we don't know whether that broken toe will heal on time to see to it that he really finds himself fit for the game of Nottingham and Sporting Lisbon away in the Champions League. Remember, if he never played against Chelsea, he would have had 3 weeks of pure rest and healing. But those painkillers obviously brought him on, and maybe the few years were like, it's okay for him to play for 60 minutes and you take him off. So I don't know what exactly took part in there, but I don't think that it's good to risk out a player like Declan Rice, and him coming out to be risked out in a game of that magnitude. Obviously, it shows you how huge that game meant to the side of Arsenal and how they wanted to obviously do the needful. Now, Gravenberch is at the international duty with the Netherlands, and he has come out and obviously spoken in there for you. And this is what Gravenberch really had to say. I've started playing more defensively. Now I have to think more defensively. I have Virgil van Dijk behind me to help me. If I go too far, sorry about that. If I go too far forward, he calls me back, and then he tells him, Rio, stay there. I noticed that he has to shout less and less often. So he was talking to the soccer news, meaning that he was not used to playing as a CDM. And at Ajax, he was playing as a box-to-box midfielder, and Edson Alvarez was sitting into that CDM area alongside Gravenberch and Clarkson. You remember that very, very well. Now, when he goes to Bayern Munich, he was not also played lots of minutes, but the little time he got on the field of play, he was also played as a box-to-box midfielder or a number 8, meaning that he hasn't gone ahead to be playing as a CDM, but meaning that the managers have gone ahead to seek CDM qualities in Ryan Gravenberch, like Anslot coming in here. He has some qualities that he has gone ahead to see into this guy, and that's why he's playing him defensively. And guys, if he's really having his debut season as a CDM in his entire career, then he's really brilliant and he's a very good student in class, because when you are to name the best CDM in the Premier League, I think no one comes close to Gravenberch this season, and that makes him the best in class. So that is the guy for you, known as Gravenberch, and he's putting in the shift that everyone really requires him to put into, and that's why Liverpool are really finding themselves easing past teams because of his midfield. He's really industrious, he's energetic, he's press resistant, he's tall, he makes good interceptions, his game reading is really great, but he's also giving flowers to the person responsible, obviously reminding him that he'll be playing as a CDM. That is Virgil van Dijk. He tells him, please don't go forward because you have to shield the back four. And I think Virgil knows exactly the position supposed to be in and how he's supposed to be shielding the back four. And one thing that is going to obviously make him special is that drive he gives the team. He can really get that ball, really run with it through the central axis of the midfield. He can also go in for those long range passes, and he is really the glue to the team of Liverpool. And to show you that he has gone ahead to obviously impose himself in that team better, he has even made Liverpool fans forget of a player called Endo Wataru, that Japanese player. Because Endo Wataru came in through and really played very well last season, and Gravenberch couldn't obviously get into the starting position, and Endo Wataru really played very well into that CDM position, but he comes off the bench and this guy is really taking that position. And this time round, he's having the help of McAllister and Sobasilai. And I think McAllister really has a lot to offer to this guy's success. Though, even when he has played without him, you've got to hate to say it that he has Curtis Jones and Sobasilai alongside him, and they can do the job. Either Elliott, who got himself injured. So Gravenberch has proven himself that he's a very good player, and it shows you how Erik ten Hag went ahead to obviously groom those players well from the Ajax side, and he's really turning out to be one of those quality players that everyone is really talking about. Now, after Gravenberch, let's go to Noni Madueke, one of those players that was on target as England beat Greece. I think it was 3-1, and in the game of Arsenal, he was criticized after he was subbed off, and his reaction was really very, very, very bad. And he has come out and really said, I literally went down the tunnel to go to the toilet, and I came back 30 seconds later. I'm always going straight down the tunnel to go to the toilet. It's nothing major. Now, he's like, were people trying to really amplify all this yet? I was really going that side to obviously go to the toilet. You understand? It was known that I was really pissed. That's why I really never went ahead to sit into the dugout immediately. I had to obviously go to the toilet and really get myself sorted. And I think that's a lie. To me, that's a total lie coming in from him. Because so I think that's a total lie. He was really pissed off, and he was like, this is not the right thing for me to do. And he was like, please and please and please and please and please and please and please do the needful and really keep everything really up and running. So I think for Noni Madueke against Arsenal, he had a very bad day in office. Until now, I'm really asking myself, questions are running in my mind onto why Enzo Maresca has chosen to play Madueke ahead of Pedro Neto in the right attacking side of the midfield. Yet Pedro Neto, every time he's being played into that position, he really outputs better than what Madueke does. You've seen it in every game that Madueke has been taken off and Pedro Neto has been taken off the left attacking side of the midfield and brought to the right attacking side of the midfield. So that's what beats my understanding, by the way. It beats my understanding fully, and I'm like, what is the manager all about? Isn't he really seeing all this? And we are waiting to see how things really pan out onto that side. But Chelsea, on return to the Premier League, they're obviously going to be playing, let me see, Chelsea. Who are you really going to be playing? Chelsea on return, they are going to be playing away at Leicester City. That is on Saturday. And then they have to play Aston Villa at their stadium. They play away at Southampton. They have to play Tottenham Hotspur away. 15th December, they'll host Brentford. 22nd December, they'll play away at Everton. 26th December, they'll play Fulham at the Stamford Bridge, and they close the first half of the season on the 30th of December as they play against Ipswich Town away. That is Chelsea for you. Liverpool, because you need to know what these teams are really going to be facing when they come through. Southampton is going to be hosting Liverpool 24th. That is a Sunday. Then, I'm talking about the Premier League and the Champions League. Then Liverpool will host Man City 1st December. Mark the date. It means a lot onto the title. Then Newcastle will be hosting Liverpool 4th December. Everton will be hosting Liverpool on the 3rd of December. Liverpool will be hosting Fulham 14th December. And then Liverpool will be hosted by Spurs on the 22nd of December. Then Liverpool will host Leicester City 26th December. 29th December, Liverpool will host, or will be hosted by West Ham, meaning that Liverpool is going to be playing Newcastle and Man City consecutively. They also have to play Tottenham Hotspur. So now those 3 games are really going to show us whether Liverpool has really come up to the levels to compete for the title, because Spurs, Newcastle, Man City are teams that can really do anything. I tell you, teams that can do anything to obviously frustrate that table leaders, that is Liverpool. So guys, I sign out for now. See you later. Your thoughts on to Declan Rice's risk that Arteta did, what do you make about it? Was the decision right or wrong? Go into the comment section and let's see what you guys have to say about Noni Madueke and Ryan Gravenberch. I'm out. Continue to subscribe.